It was not long after I'd accused Vice of wanting to die that, almost like clockwork, he was captured again. Incredible. I'd thought that my abduction and getting to him first would have heightened up his security. It goes without saying that the only way this happened is because he wanted it to, proving me right. In the meantime, while the search was on for Vice, Markus and Alex went to the old apartment. Apparently they'd heard my name mentioned as part of the kidnapping from Vice's fevered stammerings. They were looking to find some clue of what happened to me. What had happened to Mo.
God, I haven't walked up these stairs in a while. Okay, so everything's still the same. They haven't blocked anything off, thank God. I was coming here a little bit after they disappeared, just keeping things clean, making sure no one was like doing anything weird to their residence. Then I did notice something went missing and I kind of freaked out. Took it as a little bit of a sign that, well, someone else is sneaking in here, not really ransacking or raiding the place like a thief, taking something specific, and I don't know, it could have been anyone.
Fair enough.
Person there was a landlord was a bit of a dick, so I wouldn't be surprised if I mean, there might be someone else living there. That would be unfortunate.
Certainly would, but to be fair, I think two masked men coming up with guns is probably the least of their concerns.
Yeah. Okay, it's just up these stairs. I don't think there's anything out here. Okay.
Approaching the stairs, you remember the place well. Upstairs leads up and around the apartments, one of which belonged to Max and Mo. Downstairs to a shopping area, which included the small clinic that Mo used to work at.
Okay, so upstairs is the apartment. Downstairs is actually a clinic that Mo used to work at. Things like that. I don't think about it now, but we checked the apartment and we want to check the clinic as well. And we could do that. One step at a time, I suppose.
As long as we don't make too much noise.
I don't smell anything funny. Well, apart from the way these apartments stink normally. It's almost nostalgic. Jesus.
Any worse than 636.
Yeah.
When was the last time you came here, Markus?
Probably a couple months back. I haven't bothered for maybe like 3 months now. Longer, it's a bit wishy-washy.
Okay.
But it's been quite some time. I tried for a couple of months and then I chickened out.
Entering into your apartment, it's very much like how you last left it. To the left, near the window, is Mo's old desk. In front of you, the light hums on as the activating sensors for people being in the house cause the various electronics to whir back into life. Over to the right is where they both slept. In front of you, the table which Marcus so diligently cleaned in their passing. And around to the right, Max's old net running tub. Still somehow bubbling away. The last place that you saw Max before he was wheeled away up onto a spaceship. In front of the doorway is still the line of salt that was left there. You never talked to them about that, but Mo always had a suspicious look in her eye when she was looking across this particular archway, and you remember that once upon a time a curtain had hung there from the top of the rafter.
Okay.
Alex,
So this
as
is
you look around
Mo's
the
desk.
floor, you notice some small burn marks. As if the carpet has been charred in individual areas. It's been there for a while. Small holes here and there, frayed back, but it clearly burned for a short while before the fire was extinguished, apparently of its own cause.
So, over here, this needs to be Mo's desk. They used to sleep over there. There's also a little desk, computer stuff, and where Max would dive in one of them tubs. A lot of things are still as I kept it.
There's a number of papers on
They
the
had
tables.
some items right here.
We'll sort through them a little bit.
This paperwork has Mo's name signed on it in several places. It's paperwork tied to the owner of the clinic she took over. As you look through it, it seems like accounting books and logistical stuff. Leafing through here and there, you can even see purchasing documents or inquiries. It appears that she'd been making inquiries with a couple of banks about fully taking it over herself before she went missing. Marcus, as you look further across this area, you remember what Max and Mo used to keep here. It was on this windowsill, silhouetted against the lights of the cars, that the masks once sat. Now, conspicuous in their absence.
That's one of the things that went missing. They had some things here that the mask said. When those disappeared, I got mighty suspicious.
Is that what spooked you?
We had ran into some things that had made it believe that if anyone tampered with that kind of stuff, touched it weird, it was moved, it was probably certain organizations, cults, or corporations starting to look into this place finally.
You
And I didn't
recognize
want to
some
be
of the
in
clothing
there
on the shelves.
buying signs.
Mo's old medical
So I
smock.
backed away.
The casual clothing you saw her in, and time to time when you would meet up. A couple of medical pallets, as well as Max's old jacket.
Huh.
It appears the two didn't have much. But what they did have was left behind.
One of the things I'm curious about with being here is if anyone else has tampered with this place, trying to get some kind of, do something weird with their identities or anything like that. I don't know if they would, or if folks tackled family would do anything, but shucks, I gotta cross it out of my mind. This
Marcus,
stuff is all the same.
the burn marks that Alex was squatting over earlier, those are new. Just on the floor, next to the table. A small thing, approximately a foot across or 30 centimeters. It's old, but it's clear that something set fire to the table here. You don't remember them having any candles or anything like that which could have fallen off the sides. You cleared that table a long time ago.
Okay, that's new. Scotch.
Hey, you got a knife on you, Marcus?
I got my axe and my knife. Here,
Just
this is a gift from my partner. Careful fit. It's pretty good. Good knife.
take good care of it. Let's see. Maybe you guys left
Do
something
the Scotch
behind in
marks have
here.
any kind of shape to them? Shit, I'll look at this a bit. Hey, I'm just gonna study this for a while. If you need help over there, you tell me.
Yep.
You rip open the mattress and start feeling around inside. As you place your fingers and search around here, there, and everywhere, before long, your search pays off. You clasp your fingers around something small, no bigger than how shall we say, like a small pen or something like that. You bring out what appears to be a flash drive with school labeled across it, in a woman's hand.
Wonder if you got anything. Might be worth checking at least.
As you start messing around with it, you feel a little bit of a rattle under the covers. You pull back a little bit of the blanket and see a number of beta blockers. Inhalers which are used to manage cyberpsychosis. It was clear this is where Max once slept. Clearly, before he disappeared, things were getting bad. The dosage on the side of some of the cartons is considerable.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
This is the kind that you'd see for... I'm no medical expert or nothing, but these are like advanced stage, wouldn't they be?
That's the heavy stuff.
Jesus.
Definitely the kind that you gotta work up to, and that you gotta be weaned off as well.
Hey, while I was digging through the mattress, I found this, the USB. At least I'm pretty sure it is. Got like school written on it.
Shit.
Not sure.
Okay.
So, if I had to take a guess, that's where Max was. That's where Mo was.
Marcus, did you join Mo on her first shadow run?
What's been on here?
Yes. Marcus was there and almost like a mentor figure, but it's funny.
Well, then you may remember something stir when you look at that thumb drive. You may remember that once upon a time, Mo found her way and, tricked her way into a biological research center using what's on that thumb drive, expressing herself to be a VIP researcher. There for a project presentation. It's a relic of Mo's old life.
Not really sure what to make of it, but I've seen
I'll
before.
I'll check it on a secure network later, if you wouldn't mind me. Actually, could probably always just check the computer
Give it a
there.
go.
Seems to still be working.
Everything's kind of stirred up again because we're in here, so as well. But that thing, I remember seeing that way back when we first met her. It's probably something she had with her before she came here to this
Praise of Hero
stinking
Mo.
city.
Marcus, a quick question. Given that there's salt across the doorframe here, would you have progressed into this room before?
Yes.
Okay.
This here is too. There's still salt here. It's not really disturbed, I don't think. Yeah, guess nobody else has really ransacked this place. The only thing I'm worried about is the scorch marks. The only other people who really step foot in here is us, from what I can tell, other than the one other person,
So,
whoever that is.
from what you're saying, the only thing that's missing from here is the mask. Wait, mask?
Masks. Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Was that like... Oh, fuck, right.
If you're thinking of a particular type of mask,
No,
it's exactly
I
that.
remember that. You still had it when I found her in the subway.
I wonder if they messed with it, because their masks, they do funny things. The scorch marks there, then. I don't know. Be careful, respect the salt line there, step over it. So I don't want to mess with the protections they put down a while back. Got
Stepping
nothing
into
to
the
fear
room,
unless there's something demonic.
you can hear the hum of the refrigerator unit in the corner, as well as most of the servers and computer terminals still being active. Markus, you'll remember, of course, that people left this room in a hell of a hurry.
This place has been neglected for a fair bit.
I will never understand net running.
That's what you think.
If you ain't careful, you melt. Deep fry yourself inside out. That's why I need these kind of tubs for that kind of thing. That's my understandings of it. Our
That makes
boss
sense.
would have ended up brain melted a similar way with whatever way we found him.
That's
why
what I was
needed that
just
kind of
thinking.
medication to help prevent it. Otherwise, we would have had to dump him in an ice bath like this.
The computer screens are still active. You can see the remains of Max's old research. Do you press the keyboard at all?
Not yet.
Well then, on the screens you can see various things which may be familiar for you. Front and center is Markus, but not quite how you've seen him before. Elsewhere, shadowy figures of what you seem to be members of the family. Have you ever seen this particular type font before? Such as seen in the smaller monitor down to the left in red.
That was on one of my reports. Fuck. Just gonna move this over a bit.
Yeah. Take a seat.
I mean, I don't know what the hell it is, but that's weird.
I've seen
Look at
this
that.
before. This kind.
Get the picture of me. I know I looked good in that picture, but damn, I didn't expect it to be here. Either
That's
way.
funny. These screens here, they're still here. That's crazy. These were from a dream that Max and I were in. I'm a lot younger in the dream. It's kind of funny. Kind of weird seeing it.
Trying to take as much in as I can before I fuck with anything in case something goes wrong.
As you scan your eyes across the
Yeah,
deck,
absolutely.
you can see various elements of what appear to be the Zephyra database. Here, there, and everywhere, you can now look closer and see that some of these files are marked memory units. If you've had any experience with synthetics before, you'll be familiar with the idea that memories can be extracted and displayed, which appears to be what's being seen here. Elsewhere on the desk, though, something catches your eye. It's in the dark, just out of frame, but you sort of lean a little closer and it looks oddly familiar. You remember it to be a security camera, such as a body camera worn by people such as yourself when they're on duty. Bringing it closer, you can see that it's been discolored somewhat. Blood is visible on the edge of the lens, and as you slightly catch the reflection, you can see that it's been cracked and damaged in some way. Do you touch it at all?
Yes.
Well then, as you touch it, you notice that the back falls off. The thing's been deconstructed, but this closer look allows you to verify it's exactly what you think it is. The circuit boards inside are branded Foxtex and everything.
Get a hold of one of these.
Marcus, you may remember this camera if you see it.
Oh, is that the one I picked up when we went searching?
Visiting the Wolf, Jessica's hometown, you recovered a camera from a dead body of one of the guards there that had been lacerated by a member of the family. This is that same camera.
That is it. We visited a place, so in this thing here, we went upstairs and wanted to check files. We found out what this place was, where it could be. Max and I also found out where it actually was, and we went there to hunt us.
Hold on, that's the same place that you guys... I remember they sent me some pictures of this big underground facility that it matched the, one of the training sim environments.
Yeah, some of those sims out. A lot of it is based on actual places. I wouldn't be surprised. Is it one of them, like dark blue tunnels? Because I saw something similar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looks like an old abandoned bunker.
The submerged one.
Yeah.
I don't know if the place... I saw something similar. I didn't run into water, because we didn't go in too far. I don't know what most saw. I don't know how much they told you, but there was some hunters in the dreams. We found the house that belonged to the one that was linked to Most Mask. Jessica. There was footage on this thing. They found footage on this about all that. That's why I was so freaked out when the masks disappeared, because... That's too
that
crazy.
makes sense.
So, it's been so fucking long. And so on, but it was gruesome. The whole place seemed to be linked. I was worried about a similar thing happening here.
As you inspect it, Alex, you turn it over and see something very specific. The memory card hatch swings open, and the card itself has been extracted. Casting your eyes about the desk, you don't see where this is anywhere, but Marcus, you may remember that Max showed a particular interest in the memory card of this device, even if perhaps you don't recall why.
That thing's empty, so... wonder if it's still here. Memory card. It was on one of the... When we went to the actual place, that wasn't just a dream no more. It was on one of the dead units there. Security members in the house. Jessica's house. That... I remember him talking about it, looking into it. We obviously read it, but I don't know where it is. He described some of it to me, I think. But that, what was in there was what happened in the actual house. It's what they was looking at.
Where's his old jacket? There. Let's dig through some of these pockets.
You go through. You find a couple of old cred sticks that he's using. a few notes that he scrawled down of people's names, as well as a small piece of paper that seems to be recounting some sort of value. It's number/integrity, number/integrity. However, no memory card is found.
Damn.
I'm gonna check
Something
over
wrong?
here, Gabe. No, I'm just thinking. My mind's racing because there's so much stuff that I'm remembering now. Well, not really remembering, just been reminded. I'm gonna check over here.
Alright. I might, take a look at some of those old synth unit memories. See if I can get anything off of them.
Is it like slice and dice?
Wiggling the mouse, nothing seems to move around the screen. The cable is very loose. Giving a little tug, you can see the thing isn't attached at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not digging through those wires.
I can get this shot.
I think I still remember how to navigate a desktop with a keyboard.
As you step around the back of the chair, Marcus, there's a soft crunch underfoot.
What's it?
Looking down, you can see
Someone
where
gently lift them up.
a piece of metal has shot across the floor from the weight of your foot. Looking closer, it appears to be a part of a cybernetic, charred and slightly broken. Inspecting further,
Wait a minute.
you remember that Max's spine burnt out. This must be a part that shot off when he was overridden. The thing is old, and it smells of Max. Kind of unavoidable.
Burnt cybernetic attached to Max. Was it his new spine thing? Seemed a bit. Shit, this is probably it. I think this was like a piece of Max's cybernetic he got. I had to fix it up once on a mount, and then it was it looked a bit shoddy or had some problems with it.
You'll remember that
Burnt
Max
out.
always had a cybernetic spine that he used to help him move. Looking closer, the metallurgy on this is far more sophisticated than anything you picked up before. This was his original.
Oh. No, yeah, this is okay. Okay. What did I want to say? This is the old one. Jeez. Okay.
Just going to tap the spacebar.
Flash. All of the lights around the desk brighten up. Just for a second. And then fade away again.
What the Ah!
You're right. That
Yeah.
flashbang.
It's not
Well,
quite a
wasn't the
flashbang,
medic region?
but certainly familiar to a photo flash.
What was that?
As you cast your light around the place, you see a small cylindrical lens. A camera.
Oh, fuck. Of course, just after I take my bandana off.
Smell for the camera.
Okay. Let's see. Where's that cable going?
Pulling closer at the wires, you realize that the keyboard wasn't plugged in either, but is instead put into a small router-like device behind the thing, which in turn is linked to the camera. Marcus, you remember that Max never used a keyboard. He didn't need to.
Oh shit. Max never used a keyboard. He never needed to. He linked another way to cable things and whatnot, like it was magic. The keyboard doesn't. What? Oh shit.
Okay. I feel like we might be overstaying our welcome a
Someone
little.
might put that. Yeah. If we want to check out the clinic, we might want to do that soon. We only here to see if there was anything suspicious or up, and I mean, the keyboard's kind of suspicious.
You remember seeing the documentation about the ownership of the thing on the table next to Mo's desk. If there's a spare key to the clinic, it's likely around there, if not in some of her old clothes.
I'm gonna check for a key.
Just taking one last look through the screens. Anything standout-ish? Anything that
You almost
Max
don't
might
catch it. But almost at the corner of your vision on one of the many monitors, a couple of lines of code move and a window closes for at least a second. You don't catch what it was, but something happened.
Okay, I found a spare key to the clinic. Yeah, this place hasn't been messed with too much. I don't trust the camera thing on the keyboard. Somebody did that shit.
check the USB.
Is there anything
on,
else about the scorch marks when I was studying it? Anything that I might be able to tell before we head out?
The scorch marks are roughly 30 centimeters across and maybe 20 centimeters in width. They appear in one space on the floor, and there's various spacklings around the edge, as if there was some sort of explosion or impact within this space. It's definitely new, and with your K-keen senses, you can tell that it's no older than a month, perhaps at most.
Shit. Is there any kind of direction to this stuff, or
No.
like it was an impact kind of thing, or
It just seems like a spontaneous fire of sorts.
just kind of like a poof? Just a poof of fire and standing there.
Yep, and it was left off to burn out.
But
There are a couple of other things around this space that you may have noticed as well. Firstly, Mo's weaponry is gone, as well as the winter suit of armor that she had. You could find Max's, but nothing to do with Mo's. You remember going to the Reach and seeing that Mo was fully armed, protecting her friend as she was. Max, on the other hand, was scantily dressed, barely able to withstand the winter of, the trip through Kalefall. Curiously, though, while you remember her carrying her own weapons, there are no weapons at all here, indicating that Max's weapons have been removed at some point as well. You're not sure if Mo kept them on her for safekeeping. You never fully looked through her baggage, but it is notable that there are no weapons left here.
so is that a change I'd noticed from like 3 or so months back, basically, that now Max's stuff is gone too, not just Mo's?
Yeah, you will notice that's the Max's stuff is gone too, yes.
Shit,
His clothing is still here, but specifically the weaponry has been removed.
the weapons. Okay.
Just never finished looking in here.
Max's stuff. Oh shit.
Tear it open. bit by bit.
Alex, Max's stuff was here. Like, his clothes are still here, but he had weapons and knives and things.
There's nothing to be found in Max's
I remember them
mattress.
being here. They're gone now. Shit. Okay, scorch marks. Camera setup. Someone's definitely noticed that. And Max's stuff is gone. I mean, his clothes are still here, but his weapons ain't.
Okay.
Shit.
Let's
Let's check out the clinic. I got the key.
yeah.
I think someone's definitely noticed us, so let's try and make. Clinic's downstairs.
Straining your ears, you can hear other people moving about the building, but nothing alarming. Just average movement of people moving about their lives.
It's all roughly the same. Usual kind of shuffles, nothing too scary. Let's take a little bit of a gander.
The smell of death is overpowering.
Oh, Jesus.
Across the table, you see a lot of dried blood, old blood, as well as what remains of Max's former cybernetic, cast almost carelessly beneath the table. You scan your eyes across the monitor for what happened here, looking to one thing, then the other, and then you see it. In the corner of a monitor on the far screen, just above some readout diagnostics of the progression of an installation file, you see a little mascot figure, a wizard if you will, much like Clippy in days of old, a cartoonized version of what appears to be Vice.
What the fuck?
Fuck. Oh, fuck.
Installation complete. He smiles and waves over and over again,
Installation
stuck in a loop.
Shit, the same screens are still on from back then.
Fuck, it was my fault. Fuck.
No, Alex.
I suggested the Foxtech prosthetics. I got the fucking copy up. Fuck.
The smell of death grows thicker.
Oh, God.
As you read
It's
over
not
some
your
of the
fault.
terminals,
How could you have known?
you notice some holes in the back of the wall. Small at first, but pitted. There are marks of what appear to be burns, such as might be left by a laser weapon. Marcus, you haven't seen those before.
What the fuck? Those are new?
Mo carried something like that, didn't she? Big ass laser cannon. Was it plasma?
I don't. Has Mo been back here? Wait. Did he? I'm not familiar with this.
Here. I'm gonna look around a little more.
This keyboard is plugged in. It's medical notes. Images from the procedure. You see the various files, including the reintegration of the servos into Max's body, various details and data, but the thing is locked down and closed. It was at the end of its thing, and the password timer on the computer, which includes many patient files you would have thought has long since timed out. Without the password, you're not getting any further. As you touch the side of the cabinet, you feel a soft squelch. Decayed matter. Blood down the side of it, long since dried. As you look to the foot of the thing, you see what appears to be flies falling around a lump of what you're sure is once flesh. No bigger than how should we say, a chicken drumstick?
What the fuck?
Marcus, are you able to do anything, involving flesh and figuring out what happened to it?
I can sense basic scan sort of level of things, identify things like who it is, or at least if I don't know who it is, I have a profile to go off of.
We have
So even if it's not someone I know, if I identify it later, that kind of thing.
Sure. Would you be able to identify what it was, despite the fact it's decayed?
Depends on how long it's been decaying, makes it more difficult. So I would leave that up to your judgment, but I am an expert
2
at
months.
flesh crafter, so I've got a good chance. If it ain't pumpkin filling, then I can look at it. It's got some attachments to it. I'd say I can barely tell.
It's a relatively sterile environment that's been otherwise undisturbed. It's not exactly like you have many insects in here, though they always find their way in eventually. It is a slum, after all. As you poke...
With all that in mind, I could say with a modicum of confidence, but that's it.
Well, in that case, you reach out your various fleshcraft abilities and kind of manipulate the flesh a little bit, turn it over in your hands. You feel the way that it used to function, almost the ghost of a pulse. You try and fit it into something that makes sense in your mind, like putting together the piece in a puzzle, holding it there and placing it in your knowledge of a person's anatomy, before you reach the fairly reasonable consensus in your mind that this was once a man's esophagus.
These kind of, it's all mushed. Some of the grain, some of the kind of cells are left, it's like a throat. What the fuck? Someone's... I can't tell who that is. It's someone's esophagus. What? I think? I mean, that's the closest thing I can... I'm gonna just put that back down.
Now that your nose is starting to get more adjusted to the space, particularly with the familiarity of the recently induced offal, you can pinpoint the location that the sense of death is coming from. The door at the back of the chamber to the right.
My senses are pretty heightened already. This is getting a bit overwhelming.
There's blood on the ceiling.
What the fuck?
Is that dried?
It is.
I imagine. I think someone was killed here maybe like a couple months ago. Because I don't remember none of this. All the lasers, markings of things.
Something was dragged through that door. Now that your light smashed over dried blood, you can see that someone was moved through it. 2 telltale marks of bloodied heels.
That's Bloody Dragon if I had seen it. I'm happy to try and look at it, but I just need to be honest.
Coming from here.
When I do my skill, doing on the living's already disturbing. Doing on the dead, I think you can imagine it's gonna make me probably throw up, but it's worth it.
You try the
Is there a
handle.
way to open this?
You can't quite, unfortunately that's not hidden, but I can narrate what happens. Beyond lies a small chamber, a storeroom. As you cast your eyes above the shelves, you see various remains of
If
prosthetic
you got something
boxes.
to cover your eyes, the gases that come out might not be good to get into your orifices. Be prepared for that.
Okay, you opening?
Yeah.
Well, here is the clinic store cabinet, including various medications in a small fridge across the way, some of which is now long rotted. Some of the stuff decays quite quickly. You see boxes with old prosthetics and manuals for various implants that people have one way or another, as well as what remains of a large cooling fridge with a leg sticking out of it. Getting closer,
Oh,
you
fuck,
see
there's a
what
corpse.
remains beyond. You see a bold, overweight man. Burn holes in his chest, throat missing, an expression of terror upon his face. Greasy and old, if you'd ever seen him, this is the old owner of this clinic.
Oh, it's exactly what I thought it was. This is the old owner. And someone came back here to make him into a nice little pile of nothing. Good thing we've got the masks on, because there's a bunch of expired medication and chemicals in here.
Close the door, please.
Closing it again.
You close the door, but you can't say it helps much. The wind from the door kicks what remains of that offal into the air, and inside this closely compacted chamber, it'll be a long while and a good amount of air conditioning running through it to clear this out.
Oh, my food's already bad. I'm having a coughing fit.
I'll just step through here.
You get fresh air. The phone.
Just go ahead, I'll be right behind you. Anything for passwords. Fuck.
Looking around for any piece of paper or anything hidden there. Unfortunately, it's not obvious that there's been anything left by Mo. Nothing underneath the keyboard, under the desk, in all of the usual places you'd expect people to hide that sort of thing. It appears she remembered her password. A forgotten art. The picture together is one of a brutal murder. This was personal. Nothing.
I can't see shit.
The hum of electronics. The pipes creak under your weight. The table rattles with the remaining electronics and tools from whatever last operation was performed here. Vice still waves.
I don't ever know what the fuck to make of you. Maybe if I find him, I'll give me some fucking answers. Oh. Just make... I couldn't find any password.
The air outside is calming, unusual for Zafira, but certainly better than what you were smelling beforehand. The water below and the wind kicked up by the passing traffic enough to create a pleasant breeze, alleviating what stench and decay is there in your nostrils.
I'm wiping the key down. I'm just gonna fucking put it back up in the apartment.
Alright, I'll stay put and
Actually,
watch.
I'm a bit out of breath. Could you mind doing it?
Yeah, sure.
This fucking disease is making me feel like a... just go ahead.
Just
I'll wait here.
won't be long, promise.
One coffin really just puts me out of commission, huh?
As you sit here and think on it, you've been in Zephyra for a while. People die all the time, and yet empty apartments in a place like this are uncommon. It's unusual that the place hasn't been repossessed or moved into by somebody else. There's usually checkups for this sort of thing. Even in an owned property, privacy doesn't exist in a city like this.
Oh, this would have been prime pickings for a bandit or someone.
What are you doing, Alex?
Fucking just...
Lint, a few spare creds, papers, the signs of burgers and pizzas. You remember them mentioning there was a place near here that was pretty good for that sort of thing?
Probably nothing there, too. Those are left behind. Pile of blood. Stuck in there. Weapons are gone. Mo's armored up. Max's weapons are gone. His armor's still here. Camera linked up.
The TV flickers. It flickers again, going dark and bright again. There's no sparking, no sign of anything else. As you stare, a message slowly appears across its surface. Leave your blood. The message disappears. It's breaking news once again.
Probably not the smartest idea. Magazine out. Chamber clear. Going to just have the slide fall onto a piece of my palm. Just enough to pinch the skin, break it. Yeah, son of a...
Doing it intentionally doesn't make it hurt any the less. But the effect is as you expect. The corner of your hand elicits a small cut and a mote of blood starts pooling around the surface.
Just smear it on the table.
A smear across the otherwise clean surface. A small amount, but hey, who knows what you're being asked for here?
Alright, time to go. Just reaching around back. The computer. Any loose hard drives.
Certainly. This is a modular rig. It looks like it was set up relatively quickly. You can remove any of these hard drives you like.
Do any of them have labels?
No. Just standard 2 or 3 of them. Standard solid state. Easily removable, hot swappable.
Folks probably already think there was a break-in. Fuck it. Take all 3.
You slide one out one at a time and, With the final one, presumably installing the OS, the computer blinks out. You have 3 hard drives taken what from you believe was Mo's computer.
Alright. Hey. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to take one last look at things. Let's get out of here.
We've definitely been spotted on someone's side, so if you found anything helpful for countering that, maybe.
Here's hoping.
I need to fucking sort out my disease. This is bullshit.
Here, let me lend you a shoulder.
Make me feel even more geriatric than I already do. I appreciate it, though.
You can pay me back for a drink at the meat rack.
Someone's definitely noticed us. I hate to say it, but I think my paranoia has been dashed off. What you said seems... What's happening, I don't like it.
It is familiar, Marcus. You remember stories of Max and Mo saying when they'd visited places important to other members of the family in the past. Of the squaddies that were killed. Some of them close to Alex. Death at the sign of those afflicted by the family is no new thing to you.
Give me a moment.
Yeah. Good.
I don't know if you want to sit down and talk about this a bit or I should have, but I think we need to talk about what we looked at.
This is a public
That
space.
place ain't even got squatters.
Whilst quiet, there's nothing incognito about where you are right now. You're free to walk here as anyone else is.
Here. Just sit you down.
You got somewhere better you want to sit. I'm going to fucking start my fucking disease. I'm going to kill all those. Calm.
Last thing I nabbed before we left was some solid state drives out of the computer on the desk. Figured people already... Anybody who comes in there probably is already going to think there was a break-in, so... Any info is good info in my opinion.
I think the only people that went back in there was probably Max or Mo. They came in at some other point after I had left it for a while. And I made that fellow into Ripper Dog Clinic downstairs, and I think one of them two came back and also offed him. There's a little bit of revenge or something, I don't know. Or something else. If it's...
It doesn't seem like them, though. At least from what I've seen. I mean, I don't know, maybe you've seen another side of them.
There was a thing with the security cam footage in that place we went. There was a person on that call that had gone through similar things, I think. To Max and Mo. Changed by that system, all that stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it vague like that because we're sitting here, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Zafira happened.
predator happened. And there was all them squad mates in that little house that got... I don't know if it's a similar thing. Seeing a unit of security, fuck security like that, and that cam footage, seeing how the family just destroyed it. And that place is completely shut off. Not even squatters, it's giving me the same fucking vibes. No one had been there. No one had been there. No one's ransacked it. No one's... I used to be homeless in the waterfront. Where there was a place to go, you look for places like this, and there ain't no one even disturbed the dust, except for whoever killed that man and took Max's weapons and scorched that area in front of the TV. And probably has a photo of us two right now.
Fucking.
On one hand, we learn a fair bit. On the other hand, I'm sorry. Probably a bit of a foolish task as well, whatever. Probably took a screenshot of us.
When
Here's
they
so
were
hoping
dealing...
it's one of them too.
Yeah. Just... When you guys were dealing with the family and all that... I know there are already fucking spooky bastards who can infiltrate the system or are already a part of it, or I don't fucking know. Is there... When I was up there putting the key away, the TV, it flashed. It... Just a simple message. Leave your blood.
Did you comply?
Just, a little pinprick. If anything, it would probably be seen if anybody comes looking. Might just have been a paper cut. I don't know. I don't exactly know what exactly I was asking, but
Shit.
at this point, I'm just looking for anything. I just want to find out if...
What would they want your blood? Blood was... I don't know.
I'll worry about it later. Just... I don't know if you think it's weird that I care so much, just...
I just care about those two so much. I wrote them in my will and everything in case something terrible happened to me. I mean, you look at me, I'm dying, Alex. I just hope it helps you.
When we, finished up our visit with you at the hospital, me and Mo talked for a bit. She, I don't know if you've ever looked into my file, but I don't have an end date for my employment. FoxTech, in all seriousness basically owns me. And I hate to say it, but I saw them as a way out of Zafira. Little crew. Fuck off to the far corners of the metaverse. Figure things out from there. Just anything to get out of this city. I know that's selfish. I know it is. I hate this fucking place. Take a couple more steps over here. Don't inhale cigarettes.
I'm seeing the fun part of it, don't worry. I go from one hellhole to another. You're not the only one being selfish. I ran from a war. War disbanded, discharged. At the worst fucking time, just abandoned. I had my son with me. We ran like hell. Keep going east. Down some tree lines. I don't think I need to spell it out to you that, well, my son isn't walking around with me or running my little cafe business with me. So I'm a little bit selfish too, cause I see young folks like that, and I think maybe
give him a better chance.
give him a better chance than Santa. It's fucking ridiculous of me. I ain't no one's dad. I ain't gonna be able to protect them better. I failed them too.
I certainly know the feeling. Did I ever tell you about my son?
I vaguely heard about it, but I didn't want to pry.
Little Jackie. My wife, well, ex-wife, had him and then pissed off. Dumped me and him here on Zafira. That's why I signed up for Foxtech in the first place. Keeping enough records over our head to feed him. Just happy to go hungry some nights. He was about 6. We're in the nicer parts of Zafira, just celebrating just another year that we've survived this city. A cyber psycho starts barreling through. He got caught in the crossfire. Tried everything I could to. I begged the higher ups, please. But coverage only covered me. Policies. I went to the RIP to see if they would help, but and they were more than willing to, but by the time that I could have gotten him there, he had already passed.
I don't respect. I remember seeing a Fox Tech security fellow asking for medication a couple months back. That was you. Before I even knew you.
Yeah,
Before
Just
I knew
asking
you
if-
properly. Shit. That was
every day since
recently.
then, I had been wondering if I'm even making a difference. To be honest, that was another reason why I signed up for Fox Tech. Help keep the city safe. Try and be that person that people can look to and recognize that you see around the districts. And while that sounds like your average old rookie cop story, but I genuinely believed that, coming from a slum place myself. Fuck, I grew up in a literal metal shack. And I don't know, I guess I just thought maybe I could do something with it. And I had been wondering ever since that day whether or not he'd be proud of who I was. He never really got that chance to see me. I still regret a lot of the things I did before I came to Saphira. I did a lot of things as a mercenary that I regret.
You said you was from a Dust Bowl kind of place too, like me.
Desert world. Scraped up enough credits to buy a shitty ship and got off planet. Hell, for a while I was using a stolen mercenary license. It wasn't until a little while later that I got my official one.
Hey, that's a bit better than me. I just stowed away on something.
Didn't help Ma kicked me out. Dad was off, fucking knows where. Apparently he was some kind of semi-famous merc up on the Outer Rim. It's actually where I got Raven from.
Shit.
That's what he was called. Anyway.
I ran away from my folks. They wanted me to do family business and I wasn't interested, but guess what? It was doctor work as well.
That last
Sorry for the
conversation.
tension.
That last conversation I had with Mo at the hospital. I don't know, looking back on it now, it makes me feel like maybe she knew something I didn't. That something bad was right around the corner. You ever get that feeling looking back on a conversation?
I know I've done it to other folks. I knew something bad and I just said something else for my teeth. I believe it. All I can do is trust. That's all I can do. Last thing I remember of Mo. I tried to rendezvous with her after Max had woken up. Things didn't work out, and she ran off somewhere. I tried to message her and she didn't respond for a while and she said, I'm gonna fix it. That's all she typed to me. That's the last thing I know. Just gonna make things right.
The way she said something to you. I still have the last text message that I sent her. I look back on it every now and then. Maybe if Max is alive, maybe she is too, somewhere out there.
The thing that spurred us on to looking at all of this, for long this time I thought maybe they'd, I mean, both of them weren't faring too well and she disappeared. Not the face of this goddamn planet, I just... I might be a bit foolish. A couple months back when I visited the last time and things weren't going well, I figured it's been sectioned off. If I go in, I'm causing troubles. Maybe get into fuck's sake shit I shouldn't be. Or family. I figured peace of mind is to just assume that they died or something.
To be honest, the only reason why I held out hope for so long is... I don't know. I don't really have a good reason. A lot of the time I've spent waiting for them, I've just kept my head down, kept doing work. Figured if they ever do come back, maybe with my elevated position we can actually finish what we started.
Go somewhere and do good for the sake of those that ain't with you no more. I didn't want to fucking move when Xander passed. People had to literally drag me through the woods. But I came to that conclusion. That's what kept me going.
For those we've lost, and for those we can yet save.
If the thing that you heard from Vice or whatever Max is, if any of them are still out there, then I'll take the risk of being hopeful again. But I think we've got to keep our heads low. Be careful. I'm gonna be on a swivel for a while. I think.
No. This was already risky enough, and I appreciate you doing this.
We definitely caught someone's attention. If you get into a bit of a kerfuffle, get hurt, I'll understand. I'll be careful. If I approach you and you need medical attention, you know.
Still need another shoulder, or are you feeling better enough to walk?
I can walk. It's just my throat fucking had some caustic acid and shit. Breathed in a while back.
Let's get out of here then.
Well, my esophagus is doing better than that guy's esophagus. Should count my fucking blessings.
No kidding. Must have really taken his breath away.
You keep me on your speed dial, whatever it's called. Jeez. I should have laughed.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's our coping method. We joke about it.
Yeah, I'll keep you on speed dial.
We merely get a sight of fox-tailed vans passing here and there on the road over yonder.
This ain't my sector. I wouldn't know what they'd be up to.
Hopefully they're well and around and whatnot. Should probably go be on standby in case there's an update on our boss.
Yeah. Just hoping Archon didn't fuck things.
That's a whole lot of a bag of worms right there. Where?
Train should be here in a
Go
couple
on to the
minutes.
next train. There was one time I was at a train and it took a whole hour. Fuck.
Shuttle trains
Thank
through many
God.
buildings are very regular.
Probably about another 10 minutes. Oh. Just reset.
Oh.
Come on.
The image, which was captured from the trap I put in the computer keyboard, was uploaded to a server I checked every so often. Before long, I found the image of Alex and Marcus rifling around the apartment. Surprising. I hadn't seen Marcus there in a while. Nonetheless, it was a small thing to collect the blood sample. And before long, I'd found a way to get Alex his headset, same as I did to Vice. But I couldn't just do this straight off the bat. It was too risky. I needed to know what Alex was capable of first before I could be comfortable around him. We were friends, after all, unlike Vice, and I didn't want to risk anything happening to him. I didn't want to do anything to him. Yeah. Commencing greeting protocols. Greetings, user. Welcome to this combat training simulation provided by Prometheus Training Works, a subsidiary company of Neuromesh Labs. We are grateful that you have chosen our products and services for your private military training needs. We are sure you will be quite satisfied with the results. Happy killing! Error. User credentials not recognized. I'm afraid your device and user credentials are not recognized against our authoritative datasets. Initiating fallback policy. As we have been unable to recognize your credentials, we have been unable to verify whether or not you have received the prerequisite briefing for this dangerous training exercise. We at Prometheus Training Works care about the safety of every single one of the participants of our programs. Therefore, before we can proceed, please verify suitability by demonstrating basic knowledge of firearm handling and operation. Assessment criteria. To be able to move forwards, a participant needs to demonstrate that they can reload their weapon, rack their weapon, cycle fire modes on their weapon, fire their weapon. Basic competency assessment commencing. Good luck! There is a fire mode selector just above the hand.
Okay. That's why. Come on. There we go. Good.
Okay. Reasonably comfortable?
Yeah.
Well done. With this outstanding display of personal competency, standard corporate guidelines indicate that you are now fully prepared for frontline military service. Congratulations. Note: to ensure maximum realism within our training scenarios, please be aware that a small chance of weapon jamming has been added to our firearm simulations. In the event of this occurring, you will need to rack the weapon again to clear the jam. Note: to ensure maximum realism within our training scenarios, please be aware that our weapon systems have been programmed to reduce bullet spread when the platform is operated with both hands. Proceeding to the next stage of onboarding. Standing operating procedures dictate that we must ask if new users are aware of the risks involved with net dive combat simulations. Query: does receiving injury within a simulation risk harm to your physical body?
Yes?
That's right. As any trained dive operator will be able to tell you, the nervous system experiences all pain twice. The first pain signal is sent to the brain when the body receives physical trauma. This is usually experienced as a short, sharp shock. The second signal is sent fractions of a second later. This second signal is responsible for the longer-term, lingering pain that warns you not to smash your already broken head into the face of yet more disobedient slummers.
Oh.
Within hollow simulations, you will not receive any physical trauma that will trigger the initial pain signal. However, the immersive nature of the experience means that your neurochemistry will still be sending and receiving those secondary lingering pain signals. Taking excessive injury within a hollow simulation can therefore lead to long-term chronic phantom pain, stimulate convulsions and vomiting, increase susceptibility to cyberpsychosis, send the body into shock, potentially resulting in death if symptoms are not swiftly treated, loss of pregnancy. Please be advised this list is not exhaustive. Recommendation: do not get shot. Concluding. New users' suitability checks have been completed. The combat simulation will begin shortly. User is tasked to navigate the field and eliminate any and all hostiles. Good luck!
Oh, fuck me. Oh, God. How many times have you played this game? I'll kind of mouse you and I. Fuck, they look like me. Great. This fucking simulation last. Ooh, ooh. Fuck. Hello? Marcus? You hear me? Things haven't disappeared. It's not.
Hi, Alex. Fuck. You and Marcus are in danger. I'm afraid your hologram weapon won't work on me. I'm physical.
What? What the fuck?
Vice is not okay. He's on a self-destructive streak. I try to talk to him and talk him out of it, but it seems like he's pretty committed to, well, taking everyone down with him. You and Marcus are close to him. If something happens to him, then you'll be the first on the line, you and the rest of your team. The man's fishing for it. Part of the reason I captured him in the first place was so, well, Barmaley would be unable to touch him. The fact he's got him just means that he's more committed to the self-destructive cause than ever. Nothing's ever simple. Thanks for the simulation, by the way. It helps a lot.
What? Wait, Axe?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You're alive? Holy shit!
In a sense. You've got a lot of questions. It's been a lot. Probably not going to be able to answer most of them, I'm afraid. Don't get too close. It's for your safety. Just don't. Okay. I'm sorry. Whole thing. I have to be careful now. Predators.
It integrated. Didn't it?
It's something. I was restored from a backup. When I tried to save Cassie and Mo, I ended up getting fried. I spent a year in... well...
Basically dead.
I wish. No. I was trapped in a very limited data set of memories. I still can't remember absolutely everything. The stuff that Predator had been able to seize, take control of. Mo was eventually able to back me up from the files that Predator had already overtaken, and... yeah, it's not great. The program's gonna kill you. It's gonna kill most people you know. We found out what the flaw was, Alex. It is overtuned. Vice fucked it up in the final moments before its completion. Now it sees the people you care about the most as the biggest threats. I already killed Marcus once. I don't know where Mo is. I can't message anyone because John is still hunting me, and any phone line he's gonna take and attack me, and well, if I'm exposing myself to that much threat, then, well, it's gonna take over what I have left. I spoke to Vice. He admitted a lot of things to me. I'm still not entirely sure on the order of events, but as far as I can make out, it's something of a succession.
Him on the highway?
Yeah, that was me. I had to talk to him. I needed to put him under a decent amount of duress to make sure he was telling me the truth. He didn't. He's got a headset actually just like yours. We spoke again after and he told me more, but He wants to die. That's why it's not safe for you and Marcus to be around him. He's trapped in a spiral of his own narcissism and guilt. He was hoping to fix Predator by using me to, well, cause enough of a disruption, kill enough people that would force them to terminate the program. I wasn't gonna do that. So, I think Barmaley's his new choice. He wanted me to kill him. I think he wants Barmaley to kill him as well. He's looking for the easy way out. He says he's trying to fix Predator, undo what he broke. I don't know if he can. It's typical, right? You point out someone's a narcissist and, well, the first thing they do is say, I'm the only one who can fix this. It all has to be me. He goes, gets himself captured. It was intentional. There's no other way. He wanted to do that. You might have not been on duty, but next time you are, then either Foxtech or Barmaley's gonna kill you. It's a succession war. Whoever can take control of the program, whether it's Stanigan or whether it's Vice, they're the people who become the heir of the company. I guess. At least that's what's going on in his head. Vice is dangerously self-destructive. The narcissism is out of control. Stanigan clearly believes himself to be something of a god. God complex or narcissist, it's not a good combination. And I've been stuck here, unable to talk to anyone about it. So, that's why I'm talking to you. I don't know you that well, Alex. You're the first person I knew who was related to the project, but I was reasonably certain that at least with a threat calculation, I wouldn't kill you. I hope not. I don't feel like killing you anyway. Vice let something onto me. The secret is Planier tech. I found it. Camera. It had a memory card in it that was plain unlocked. It was something that Jack couldn't touch. It exists on this plane, but not in the others. Vice seems to think it's this sort of tech that's gonna help people out. The question is whether his dad knows that, and he's the one who issued them, or if Vice himself is the person issuing these kind of weird cards, etc. I'm not really sure. What I am sure of is that he got kicked out of his task, doing the Planier tech he used to be working on, so now he has a secret lab somewhere. I need into that lab. I need to know what he knows. Fuck. Don't be sentimental. If you're sentimental, it can make it dangerous, okay?
No,
I'm saying you would be, but just keep it official. Please.
Right. I never got that info from you. The underground complex. The place under the town.
Yeah. It's, one of Stanigan's old labs. The wolf, Jessica. She was tortured horribly. Eventually sold it out for the family. I should explain that. As far as I can tell, the family is an opt-in system. Predator is a system which turns people like you and me into people who can face off against bigger threats. Things like Athena. It does this through a process of natural selection. It finds one person. They are hunted, scared. It scares them so it knows what they want, what they try and protect. When it knows what it's trying to protect, it can make you a deal and an offering. And eventually, that's how you're brought into the family. I also think that's why so much of Foxtech are made up from people of the streets like yourself. People who are struggling are prime suspects, prime candidates for induction into the whole complex. It makes the company look good, and it gives Stanigan lots of recruits. The people who are hunted, they either kill the hunter, or the hunter eats them. If the hunter eats them, nothing lost. If they kill the hunter, then eventually that mask on their hip or on mine just gets stronger and stronger until there's a bright, new, shiny plaything for Jack to use to keep the waterfront safe. It was all done with the best intentions. According to Vice, Jack's a monster, but it doesn't make sense. He apparently just wanted to keep his family out of poverty. I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah.
In short, the family is a mechanism the Predator uses to make monsters capable of dealing with threats. However, the threats it deems the most significant are the threats closest. I believe that as a result of Vice's interference, Stanigan killed his own family. I think that might be what made him go mad. I think that might be why there's the whole family name now. Vice was jealous of what he had.
Wait, if it's over 2... Wait, what? Okay, then I guess my hypothesis on that is thrown out the fucking window.
Predator is a couple of things. How it works is one thing. Why it works is another. It's clear it's demonic. Or at least some sort of thing in nature. Mo and I were brought to the edge of hell once. In fact, even trying to use holy water on the masks was enough to set us on fire. The brimstone element can't be lost. I was talking to John, my former hunter. He has no... or current hunter, I suppose. He has no memory of his past life. He gave up everything to get out of hell and be part of this family. The entities from beyond, they merge the things in the mask, becoming an amalgam entity between the human that just wanted to survive, that was being predated upon by the system, and the demon that wanted its chance to be out of hell. A perfect compliant entity, you see.
So what the fuck was that? Comms?
What was what in comms?
A couple months back, myself and 1-6, we responded to a site that went dark. When we got there, there was nobody. AI was still working, systems and everything still functional. But something had attacked us. It didn't seem like it was there, because it popped up in our HUDs on the displays, but it still tore through our suits like it was actually there.
Yeah.
And on the way out... Are you fucking telling me that Predator can manifest itself?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so at least I'm half right. Great.
The family are agents of the Predator system. They are able to move through planes at will, it seems. As such, they're able to go through some objects, but not others. They can appear on some radars and not others. John, for example, my hunter, is a purely digital entity. He can move through the planes, and in this form, he can move through electronics. That's why I've had to isolate myself so much.
So, why can people who aren't... I guess... I don't know, cybernetic eyes, anything like that, can see him?
He can manifest in a hologram, much the same way you are now.
Okay, makes sense. So what the fuck did he want with me?
Odds are, he's, not the best. He expressed that he didn't know what he would do if he didn't have his mission of being a hunter. As I've evaded him for this long, odds are he's... Well, hopefully he's building something of a life for himself. It's hard to say. Maybe he's trying to get a synth body. That's what I'd do if I were him. He liked to drive, you know. That was his old thing. He sits in his car even though he can't interface it or touch it. It's kind of sad. Maybe he's trying to build a life for himself. Maybe Jack's given him another purpose. It's hard to say. I can't see that much of the system.
So where's my place in this?
If I'm going to be active again, and if we're going to need a chance to stop this, I need to be able to take care of John. As I said, John can slip through realities at will. He can't be shot, he can't be killed. He's a digital entity, which is chosen for me, as that's probably the thing that's the biggest threat. If I have any chance of killing him at all, I need that planear tech. I need something that'll enable me to restrict his movement to this plane and this plane alone, so he can be dealt with. That way I'll be able to take to the surface once again for more than maybe 30 minutes. At least that's the hope. I need you to get into Vice's lab. Listen, I need to make this abundantly clear. You are not safe. Marcus is not safe. Raven Team is not safe. You are working for a man who has decided to give up. Whether that remains to be the case is one thing or another, but you are fighting for a man who has no interest in keeping himself alive. At least from my conversations with him. It's suicide. A blaze of glory. He'll take you out with him.
Well, guess I had to have this conversation with myself at some point or another.
Listen, I've already let Predator, all of this, kill Marcus once. I don't want to let it happen again. I still see the posts sometimes when I can. I know he's expecting. I know about your daughter too. You still have someone you can care about.
I wish.
Huh?
He said not to keep it. Send him up. Maybe I can tell you another time.
Fair. I appreciate that. I can't
You at
move
least
on the
have a-
surface right now. Not for long. I'm sorry to do this to you, otherwise I would do it myself, but in my current state, taking risks like that is just gonna get me taken over, and then none of this has any chance of succeeding.
You got somewhere to start?
Based on what he was telling me, he was kicked off the project. If he was kicked off the project, that means that they don't want him poking around any labs or fucking this thing up anymore. Odds are it's a private establishment, which means that it's either connected to Vice's places or it's a location that he'll be known to frequent. At least when he doesn't turn his goddamn tracker off, you should hopefully have locational data somewhere on a POI. Odds are it's in his surveillance somewhere. Or at least on his estate. I'm looking for something which I can use to lock an area down for a short period of time. The plan is to use EMPs or something like that to be able to, prevent him from zapping into the nearest wall, and then some sort of field, if such a thing is possible, to be able to confine him to a single place. Just something to keep him in the material plane long enough for me to deal with him. And then hopefully, I'll be able to... I don't know.
And if I find the
Talk
place,
to someone again.
what am I looking for?
You're looking for memory storage devices. The planear tech is complicated. The only thing I've had to look at is this memory card, and I've looked at it as much as I can, but I don't know. It's difficult.
Like, something out of, the synthetics?
Yeah, odds are. That's a good place to start, actually. Anything which is close to Vice. Any synthetics, anything like that, if he's got it around him, odds are he wants to make sure that Stanigan isn't just going to take it over and kill him. So, odds are their memory's locked down. I mean, holy shit, according to him, Stanigan's wanted him dead for ages. He clearly has some method of protecting himself. Whether that's hard written in the code, or what, I don't know. Stanigan has administrator powers. I doubt that he's being limited by anything like that. It has to be something else. Planier has to be the answer. It's the only theory I have. Alright. What's beneath the tower, Alex?
HQ?
Yeah, what's beneath it?
I wouldn't know. Never been down there. I think it's level 7 or above.
Cutting his leg off, and he said something about they wouldn't have let it out, not from beneath the tower. It locks you down under there, something like that.
The only thing that I could think from previous context and conversations is, I don't know, frames, subsystems. Best guess that I have. I've only got level 5.
Alex, when you joined the company, were there any strange agreements that you made?
I didn't have an ending date for my contract. I always made the joke saying Voxtech basically owns me.
Yeah. Alex, you need to be made aware of something. Predator isn't a digital system. Those masks, they have a copy of Predator in them. It's able to interface with me through digital areas, and you can interface through it with digital because that's just an API. It's a way it talks to things. It can infect organics, spiritual entities, anything. It's related to the way that it works. Just be aware when you're making agreements that if it hasn't already happened, yeah.
I mean, the only thing that I can think of is any raid teams that we've sent out, we haven't managed to recover any bodies. About it.
You haven't been able to recover any bodies?
No. Voxtech personnel that were sent in they fucking vanished.
I see.
Deaths, no. As far as I'm concerned, they're all considered MIA.
Alex, I don't want to speculate, but
I've been looking for my way out for a long time now. I know.
I don't think there is a way out, Alex. Not unless we solve this.
I already told myself either I get out or I die in a slightly nicer niche.
I'm here till the end.
All right.
Whether I live to see it or not, guess we'll have to see.
I can't keep you here for much longer. Is there anything you need to ask me?
No.
Good. Okay. I've gotta go. It's probably not safe that we're talking this long, and I don't want to. I get it.
For all it's worth, Max.
Don't do it.
I'm not. I'll see you to the end. Promise. How the fuck do I get out of here?
Marcus! Oh, right. Hear me.
Based on reports I was hearing from around the meat rack, the Foxtech security units had once again been able to recover the serial abductee. I didn't expect I'd be hearing from him again anytime soon. If I did see him, particularly soon, I had to assume it was for one reason. I headed to a rooftop, somewhere suitable where I could think and prepare myself. I steeled myself to kill him.
All the environments. This seems... well... specific. What is this?
I'm not gonna tell you exactly, but we're in an old mega building. Pending redevelopment, resale. Don't worry, this one had nothing to do with Foxtech. I just come and sit here sometimes. Helps me think.
And pray tell, as someone in your situation, what is on your mind?
I think it's interesting to watch people go about their daily lives. The patterns that... it doesn't matter. Surprised to see you back. I hope you don't mind we went without the precautions this time. I didn't see much of a point.
I guess I did leave a bit abruptly. I'm just as surprised as you are. Believe it or not, coming to somewhere where very little control, or safety for that matter, doesn't suit me. I don't like it. Sends a weird feeling down the back of my spine. But since the last time we talked, you wanted honesty.
No,
At least
it's fine. Don't worry about advice. When you prefer the peace and quiet, I know I would. Hope you're at peace. Or at least whatever you can afford.
What keeps you going? Honestly.
Honestly? To prove there was a place for me in the world. Despite it all. Or at least know that, at least. I failed at damn near everything I've ever tried. Starting to think I was cursed. All we can ever do is try our best. I'm sure you tried your best as well, Vice. In your own way. You know, I've spoken to a lot of people who many would consider as gods. People with time, resources. Mo and I, we used to talk about it a lot. We used to talk about the nature of evil. We came to this little philosophy that when people are just surviving, doing what they can to live to the next day, rushing, as if fear makes them rush, they can't really be held to the same standards of people with time. And the more I spoke to people who were powerful, people with resources, people with, in some cases, infinite time, the more I came to realize that everyone believes they're doing the right thing. And that's fine. That's to be expected. The people you need to be afraid of, though, the ones who are truly terrifying, those are the people who are convinced they're doing the right thing. And through psychopathy, Machiavellianism, whatever ego-driven fault it is that took them to this position, they're not even willing to consider, earnestly consider, the fact that maybe they're in the wrong. It's people who gain power, and as a result of that power and that responsibility, lose connection with their fellow man. And those people who, as a result of that, condemn themselves, and usually many others, to share their fate. Vice, I was trying to tell you something. Would you cut off your own arm, knowing you'd never get it back? No. Regrowth? No. Cybernetic implant? No, nothing. Would you cut off your own arm? Would you? The question's stupid. Of course you wouldn't. Your arm is a vital part of yourself. People hurting themselves would mutilate themselves in such a way they're seen as fools, idiots. We abhor the loss of our own bodies more than anything, almost. And yet, people cut away parts of themselves all the time. When people give up their ability to feel or think or care or do something they know to be wrong. When they cut away their ability to experience those human emotions, just as human as having arms or legs. We praise this as conviction. This resolution is something to be cherished and aspire to. People come to me speaking in the same voice you are now, acting like it's some great sacrifice, some noble, I don't know. But you're cutting off your own arm, Vice. I've seen it happen to too many people with power. The weight of responsibility gets to them, and before long, they no longer share the humanity of those that they once sought to protect and cherish. It all seems strange to them, alien. I don't even know why I'm saying this to you. You've made your choice.
I wish I hadn't.
Heard the reports from Barmaley. Or off Barmaley, rather. The man's a monster. It can't have been nice. If you want this to end, I can do that for you now, if you like. I won't judge you. I'll make it quick. You won't feel anything. Nobody will be asking you to cut yourself anymore. I've got a plan. It's a stupid one. It's part of why I'm here, actually, steeling myself from what's to come, but I think I can do something. The sorts of troubles you have are a heavy weight to carry alone. You don't have to anymore if you don't want to. I can do that.
What do you mean?
I mean kill you, Vice. If you want to die, it can happen. I can spin up an illusion for you. Whatever you like. Once you're connected to cyberspace, I can bend it to something nice, something peaceful. The end will come and you'll have no idea that it happened. If that's what you want.
You are were going to be. You am that which would know. Do you see any way beyond me or you? Anyone makes it out okay?
You. I can see a future where everyone makes it out. Everyone I can influence. I've run the simulation many times, and there's a chance. But the only person who determines if you get out of this or not is you. It won't be easy. Vice as he is today will die, one way or another. What takes its place is up to you, if anything at all. It'll be hard, and it'll hurt. It might not even be possible. I don't know you. But there is a way. Wooden nails, Max. Wooden nails.
You may not want to live as I should, but You're right. All you can do is your best. I think it's time I want to make things right before you do. I don't want to die knowing that the last thing I did was no greater, no better, no more helpful than the very first mistake I made. Max. Will you help me fix things before I die?
It depends what you need by fix. There's a lot of things that need fixing. And oftentimes people's feelings about what fix they need is not the same as the fix they desire. Let's be clear here. This isn't something we fix. There's suffering that's happened. Suffering that's to happen. That will never be undone. At this point, it's not about fixing things, it's about minimizing suffering. The only person who can forgive you is you. Many people have been jealous before Vice. Not everybody was in a position to fuck it up as badly as you did, but that's just a roll of the dice. People who come from backgrounds like we are aren't the same as everybody else. We're not. If you think about the limitations of a normal person, what they run into, what experiences they have, what anyone behind any one of these lights has going on, the realities of their day-to-day, they're fundamentally different to you and I. In many ways more severe, in many ways less. It's a different experience. A vast chasm between living as is right in everyone else's eyes and living with yourself in an ongoing and enduring way, with distractions, lies, dishonesty, drugs, whatever you want to call it. Everyone is suffering Vice. Everyone will always be suffering. There is no fixing that. It's just about living with ourselves and trying to make it as easy as possible, that others can do the same. I believe I can help a lot of people. I don't know if it's gonna work. If Ma was here, she'd probably tell me I was being stupid. But it's a plan. In absence of a better way to achieve what I desire, I'm gonna follow that plan. I'm gonna keep my promise to you. And I'm gonna do my best to protect all those people I never really got to know. And that's it. Man. Quiet for the wicked, even those who can't talk to anyone. What do you want, Vice? If none of this had happened, if you'd never met Jack, if Predator didn't exist, if Fox Tech was some far-off dream and your involvement with it, after all those levels of complication and obfuscation were removed, what would you want? This isn't a trick. It's not a... way to learn anything from you. What you want?
Might sound silly, but ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a captain.
In of what?
Starship. I've always enjoyed the idea that the freedom of it. Just go where you want, do what you want. Having people that care about you, that depend on you, and be willing to do anything to protect that. Be your own person. Obviously, I could buy a starship and I could buy a crew, but it wouldn't be the same.
Vice. Are these people living their lives?
Of course not.
No, they're not. Why not?
One reason or another, survival, debt, someone looking down on them, someone telling them who they're supposed to be. The list goes on.
Interesting. So do you think you're more or less free than the average slummer? Do you think it's people's circumstance that keeps them trapped, Vice? Really?
I guess not.
Huh.
Guess not.
Yeah. That doesn't make much sense to me either. So what's got you trapped, Vice? You speak of great freedom. It wouldn't be the same. Why not?
Maybe, I think this circuity stuff is messing with my head a little bit.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer.
I don't want to be a disappointment.
Mo was a disappointment. Her mother wanted her to be a monster just like she was. She wanted the power, the training, the everything. She wanted her to own slaves, to kill people, to rule as Onis always have. It's always been expected to have through strength, power, overwhelming force. And yet Mo was free.
Oh.
She realized that the greatest disappointment in life, the single biggest thing that you can do to let everyone down, yourself, the people around you, the biggest thing you can do to fuck everyone over, and pass from this world as if you barely made an impact, was not to be yourself. Deny who you are from the world. I mean, think about it. We all know that people in the workplace are best suited to doing that which they're passionate about. People will go to a job 8 to 12 hours a day and work at an incredibly low efficiency, and in those 2 hours of their passion that they can afford themselves, maybe even only 30 minutes every evening, they work with an energy and frenzy that their employers would never see. And that's because in those 30 minutes, they're being themselves. They're passionate, they're empowered. And in those rest of those dark hours, they're worried about letting people down. That's what disappointment is, Vice. It's denying people your greatest work. How could it be anything else?
My greatest work.
Who would you be if you were trying to be Vice? Not Jack Stanigan. I'm worried about my friends. The people I used to be able to talk to but can't anymore. People like Marcus, who even are in danger because of your crusade. Imagine how much happier he'd be being able to regale friends of the tales of Vice, the captain, the starship, whatever. Rather than constantly being beaten down, subject to whispers and suspicion because of their affiliation with your ongoing crusade to be the person that your father, or you think your father, wants you to be.
But what happens if I get fired, or I won't be able to help anyone? Just be me.
Really? Really? You're right. No one's ever been able to help anyone without money, power, an inherited fortune. That's never happened. Hemsky doesn't help anyone. Mo didn't. I didn't. Marcus didn't.
Okay. I get it.
Sorry.
Everyone... They took you in. He had friends. Everyone hates me. People who don't either do because they fear me, or they don't know who I am.
You don't let anyone know who you are. You can't. Because you're pretending to be someone else. And that would give up the charade, right? You're right. Let's be completely honest about this. If all went well and... you were born this prodigal child who was able to wield the immense power with which you could inherit and do so for the greater good of everyone. Let's assume for a moment that that was the case. Well, yeah. That'd be fantastic. But you're not that person. It doesn't exist. It's a hypothesis. It's... You can no more be who you're not than Mo could be who she isn't. It's fine, Vice. You can go. I'll take care of things. There are many men who want to leave this city. I'm sure you'll find yourself a crew. This isn't failure, Vice. It's fine. Everything's gonna be okay. You can still enjoy people's company. You can still have friends. You can still make bonds. You can still be around people without fear of hurting them. You can do all of those things. You can experience a level of freedom that most of these people never will. And you can make the world better for it.
Can't tell if who's talking to me right now. But I can see why they like you a lot more than me.